All right, headed out. It's just a little after 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. Going to meet with a potential new client. Do maybe a little estate planning, maybe some other legal counseling. And while I'm sure there are, I don't know, football games or some other thing going on, I was told last week that by a new client that they selected me and our firm over others because we are a different type of law firm and a different type of lawyer. And I obviously took that as a compliment because they selected us. And part of that, I guess, is I am headed out at 3:30 on a Sunday afternoon to go meet with another potential client. I may not get this client, but that's what it takes, I think, to be successful anymore in this world, is to do what must be done. And I think there are professionals out there who still believe that the model is 1957 or 1972 or 1981, and that customers or clients or guests, they will just come to me on my schedule and they will hire me because I am the monk of law, or I am the priest of medicine, and they will treat us as if we, are the one and only gatekeeper to the court system, or the one and only professor to help them, or counselor to help them with their legal issue. And I am amazed, constantly amazed, that in the legal profession there are lawyers who still act that way, and there are young lawyers who act that way. They get involved in a big firm and therefore just feel as if, well, they painted my name on the door, so therefore I'm a big-time lawyer, and I'll expect nothing but the best clients, and they can seek me out, and I'm not going to go out on a Sunday afternoon. And certainly there are attorneys in big firms, and there are a lot of attorneys in big firms who go in on Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, and they do paperwork and they do some work. But when it comes to the hustle, whether you're a lawyer or a doctor or anything, I think, the precept that I learned when I was waiting tables and bartending, which is, the customer is almost always right, and you treat them as if they're a guest in your own house. And it worked when I got good tips as a bartender, and it tends to work now even in my professional career. Sometimes people are amazed when you tell them that you had a different life before you were an attorney. And I came to the law much later in life. Me being a lawyer is like a third career, or maybe a fourth or a fifth, depending on who you ask. All right, some people, they may think that I had some other career, that it really wasn't a career. It was a job. But I came later in life, and I think maybe that's helped me in building a practice that is tailored to the client and tailored to their time and their needs, and not, whenever I'm available, in the afternoon, after I get back from court, after I'm done dictating, after I'm done this, I have a 45-minute window for you to come in. So I am off. I am off and off and off. But what I really wanted to talk about today, in the very short amount of time I have left, is I am continually fascinated by the meals that I grew up with as a kid that have become extinct. And I was talking to a guy Thursday or Friday, maybe Thursday, and he was talking about how he, for health reasons, needs to eat more fish, and he tends to eat a lot of walleye and other white fish that's easier to cook. And I asked him if he ate salmon, and he said he doesn't like salmon. He doesn't really know how to prepare it that well, but he's hesitant to do salmon because he grew up eating salmon patties. And for the love of God, I had completely forgotten about them, because the minute I left home was the last time I ever ate a salmon patty. And if you ever had a salmon patty, you'll remember them distinctly, because they still had like little bones, not the pin bones that you pull out of a piece of salmon, a piece of good salmon, but like spine bones or some other bone, like crunched. And when you ate them, and they were the most vile, disgusting things ever. But I would never eat them. Don't get me wrong, I would never eat them. But I was thinking about the fact that I have never heard anyone say in my adult lifetime, oh, the other night, my spouse and I, we made some delicious salmon patties. We curated a nice salmon patty and just browned it lightly and then finished it off in the oven. No, you never hear that. The salmon patty is an extinct food. And so it got me thinking, what other meals, what other foods have really become extinct? And at least in my lifetime, in my household, tuna noodle casserole has never graced the door frame of my kitchen. Has never sat in my oven. I love tuna noodle casserole. My wife refuses to make it, and refuses really to allow me to make it. And so tuna noodle casserole, gone. Turkey a la king, or chicken a la king. Well, that was a staple at my house. It was essentially like thick turkey stew on toast. And it was great in the wintertime. Gone. So I was just thinking about that, and so Michelle and I were talking about that earlier, and I just thought it was interesting to think back on my childhood, and perhaps on your childhood, about what foods you just don't eat anymore. You just don't even see. You don't hear people talk about it. It isn't so much that maybe you don't eat them. You just don't hear people talk about them anymore. My grandmother ate liver and onions every chance she could get when we would go out to dinner, because my mom would not make liver and onions in the house because it stinks like shit and it's disgusting. But she would eat them every time we would go out. And so I think liver and onions is one of those things, and the thing is, why wouldn't liver and onions be a big keto diet thing, because it's got to be completely keto, right? It's an organ, and onions and vegetables should be keto. Gone. Off the menu of life, off the menu of humanity, just gone. So your thought for the week is, what food or meals that you grew up with are you just don't see anymore? They're gone. You don't make it home. You don't see on Food Network. They're just gone. Which ones are those? Have a great week.